our collective heads. I'm Kevin.
I'm Patrick. We have our special guest still, super special guest star. Chris is still with us.
I was thinking, since you guys were saying that this is journalism, I could be a consultant.
A consultant, yeah.
All right.
I like that better.
Correspondent, consultant.
Super special consultant.
Super special consultant.
I like that better.
So we're wanting to do a little segment about Fallout 4, Bethesda games versus Rockstar games, and just kind of what is it that makes that we forgive Fallout and we let them release broken games and it's still okay. Because when Unity launched last year, I don't know how many people saw the face whatever, but what is it that makes Bethesda's games different, and why is it that it's okay for them to have a guy stuck in an elevator perpetually?
Has someone been stuck in Fallout 4 in an elevator?
Yeah,
okay,
the elevator does not open, does not go down.
So the one out of 111? Or something else?
No. One of the reviewers got stuck.
Okay.
Did they hit the help button?
I don't think so.
You got to call for assistance.
Yes.
I think the closest correlation to the size and scope of Fallout is GTA 5.
Yeah.
And that game launched and it worked.
Well,
and it didn't have all these falling through textures. And I want to hear your thoughts on what's different. Why are we okay with this?
So there's a couple reasons, and GTA had some glitches, not as many, but I would say Unity has now become synonymous with graphical glitches.
Yeah.
And there were some completely game crashing stuff as well. The thing is, that game became unplayable for a while for a lot of people, where certain NPCs would drop through the world.
And they were needed.
Fallout 4 for them. There's a couple reasons that I think that they're forgiven. Fallout 4 is bigger than Grand Theft Auto. For the world, Fallout 4 is bigger. Same thing when Skyrim came out and Fallout 3 came out. The world is just massive. The one that I'd say is similar to that is Witcher 3. That's what I'd compare it to.
Okay.
So Witcher 3 has had some game breaking stuff that was patched, but a couple of saving graces with Fallout is because usually you can continue to play the game. Usually it's just haha, that's kind of funny. But the other reason is Fallout's game, the way that they save your game is that automatically you could jump back and go, okay, this kind of sucks, but I can go back 30 minutes. Because I usually have an autosave that's relatively close. Go back to that, and everything's okay. Yeah. And Grand Theft Auto didn't have that, but the game,
you could do it manually if you wanted.
Yeah, you could. Unity didn't have that. So you broke it.
Yeah.
With the guy that got stuck in the elevator, he's loaded his previous one. I guarantee. If he didn't say he did it, and he either didn't do it because he's an idiot, or he's put it in the article because he wanted the drama. I've had a couple times where I've loaded specific things just not because of an action, but something glitched out just slightly. I had the similar thing that you happened with the Deathclaw.
Yeah.
There's a Deathclaw that glitched in a specific place that went, and I said,
just fell through the world, and I could stand over him and hear him roaring.
And I went, no, because I'd previously had two characters I was trying out. I previously killed it, so I said, no, I'm not. Loaded it back up. It took me another 8 minutes, I think. Had to replay 8 minutes of the game. Got to it and it worked fine. Killed the thing. And I did that partially because I was afraid that it would pop back up and continue to be. I'm not going to spoil anything. You haven't started yet, right?
Nope.
So I think that there's certain bits like that and also tip, if you haven't already, when you're exiting. This is a very standard thing for Bethesda games. If you're leaving the tutorial area. In this case, Vault 111.
Right, at the bottom of the elevator.
Bottom of the elevator, save your game. Same thing with Skyrim and Elder Scrolls and Oblivion. As soon as you're about to leave, the certain area that you know is a tutorial, it's a very linear part. And once the world that opens up to you, save your game because they give you a prompt before you can go back to. Caveat to that though, in Fallout, you can change everything but your sex. So if you chose a male at the beginning, or if you chose a female at the beginning, you can go back to that save, but that save will still be male or female.
To be fair, gender reassignment is a very long and complex process.
It is.
And they didn't want to put that into the game. There are a lot of features in there. This one just probably got left on the cutting room floor.
I think it did for there's a couple.
Well,
reasons
there's
for
also there's a
there's
story
a
reason.
There's a story reason.
That's
So
very important.
I wasn't going to bring it. I was just going to say
Didn't
there
occur
is
to
a reason. That's exactly when it occurred to me. So it's like, wait, there's a thing that happened, and that thing that does happen goes, yeah. So you cannot.
Okay.
You can't. Yeah. So that makes sense.
And I don't know how many people would actually do that. I mean, I feel like people probably go in and change the appearance and stats, but I feel like most people, when they have a game where you can make your own character, most people make a male or female, and that's probably what they make every single game they play.
A lot of
Okay.
it.
Yeah, I
do.
I make ladies every time.
Is Lady Nim? Lady Nim is who
Yeah,
you
it's
play
Lady
this one
Nim.
too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Same thing you played in Bloodborne. And in
Demon
Demon
Souls
and Dark Souls.
and every other game that I've played since
Yeah.
then. Because my girls know that Lady Nim can save them.
Yes. And I played. I've got to see how or why this happened because it looks like I restarted. This is another thing that's, I guess you can call it a glitch. I wanted to do two characters, so I started my female character who was gonna be more Paragon, kind of talk her way out of situations. It'd be really cool. And then my
Your Mad Max guy.
my Mad Max, who's Max Rakatansky, who is referred to. It's one of the names
As
you can put on there.
Rakatansky, yeah.
And I'm playing him very similar to that in regards to the way that he talks to people, but it looks like it saved over my female character.
The autosave?
Yeah.
Oh.
So I've got to see. If I just missed it or what. But I like playing. I think I'm probably in a minority in that because I like to try out a couple different styles. Because if you go through and you're nice, if you're really charismatic, you can talk your way out of situations. You kind of get a bump up on.
My settlers love me.
My settlers love me too. I'm just snarky to them sometimes.
My settlers love me because they have to.
They will love me.
I'm helping them out. No, I am helping them out because it benefits me.
Right.
That's
Anyway,
my character.
But back to
yeah,
the glitches in the world.
Yeah. So I think that we forgive it because it's so massive, and the other reason, and it doesn't completely break your game, but the other reason is because Bethesda has shown time and time again. Not only will they patch it, they will fix what is game breaking first. They will streamline what they need to streamline, and they will continue to support this game for years.
Yeah.
For years.
And that's also the reason that when they did the season pass, because it's if you look at it from a completely objective standpoint, what they've declared with their season pass DLC is virtually the same thing that Rocksteady did with the Arkham Knight, but the reactions have been completely divergent.
Yep.
Same
And the
thing
reason
with Star Wars Battlefront.
Yeah.
$50 season pass.
And the reason for that is because they built up the reputation for support.
I trust them.
Right.
I trust them.
And there are so few companies that we can put that kind of trust in. So
So I feel like I give pass depending on what kind of bug it is. I feel like those. So for the main difference is, in my opinion, is it's a bigger road, but that isn't really, in my opinion, important. The big difference, in my opinion, between the two is, I know this is a technically infinity, but you have infinite possibilities in Fallout 4, what you can have at any point in time.
Yeah.
You could have a bow from this town, a gun from this town, and then a customized helmet or body armor from this town over there at Wednesday at 8 p.m., and that breaks the game.
Yep.
There is no way they're going to catch that.
You can't.
And the fact that those infinite possibilities means that you have infinite potential for bugs.
Yeah.
GTA doesn't have that.
Agreed.
Yes, they have outfits and they have everything else, but they have a limited amount. You can't just go around and grab everything you want.
All they have to worry about is object collision. That's about it.
Yeah.
Basic physics.
Basic physics.
Yeah. Now, I will say though, if it's a bug where I feel like they should have caught, like Skyrim.
Yeah.
I feel like that Skyrim bug on the PS3, they should have caught that. With the number of people who had that issue, you can't tell me that they'll play testers, which the bug popped around like what, between 40 to 60 hours into the game.
I think so.
You cannot tell me that.
Talk about the item, leaving too many items out, right?
Yeah, you cannot tell me that at least some of the testers someone should have encountered that bug.
Someone should have purposely pushed to see
Because it's not like.
what's your limit.
Yeah.
Especially since they knew how the game was designed and they knew the separate limitation for that particular console.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel like, so something like that, I'm less forgiving because I feel like that they did not fully test the game properly.
Or that it was by omission, and that's why I didn't pre-order it.
Yeah.
And that was I waited until the reviews came out. I technically pre-ordered it about an hour before it came out so that I could start downloading it.
But even with Skyrim, the reviews came out and they're like, there's some issues.
No one encountered.
But nobody encountered that. It didn't encounter that till music was like maybe 1 or 2 weeks after the game, and people began like WTF.
Yeah.
And at first, I'm sure at first the thought was, it's just a small handful, and then as that small handful grew bigger and bigger, then they're like, oh, this is an issue.
Yes, it's you mentioned in the news last week about this. The Q&A time that they put into Fallout, they've surpassed it within the first day. I would say. I mean, so the amount of people who are playing within the first 24 hours just blast through all the Q&A time. You could not pay. I mean, the amount of money it would cost to have a really big Q&A department to go through all these with this type of game would be
impossible.
It would be astronomical and impossible, and it really wouldn't be worth it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. The last thing that I want to bring up, and it's kind of related to your infinite possibilities, is the amount of freedom that you have in this game. Yeah. Because in GTA you can go into lots of buildings, but there's a lot of them that are just fronts. Yeah. Fallout lets you go damn near anywhere, and you can go into the buildings. You can kill the people. You can create a settlement of people and then murder them all, and they stay dead. And you can do so many things. And I think, for me at least, the reason that I was willing to buy this after seeing the reviews, after seeing it's buggy and broken and things, the end draw for me is. Yes, it's buggy, but they've created systems, the quick saves, and because you can quick save almost anywhere. So whenever I leave a building, I quick save. If it doesn't automatically, when I fast travel to my location, save there, and it just creates this comprehensive.
Anytime you fast travel, it auto saved. It did auto save.
No, not when you fast travel, but when you switch locations.
It doesn't auto save for fast travel?
No,
I thought it did.
No,
I feel like that should.
Yeah. Maybe it will in the next patch.
I was gonna say I've only experienced 2 bugs in the entire game. So I've came out Tuesday. I've probably put in 12 hours or so because I did replay.
You bastard.
I did. Well, I will say I did. Part of that was replaying certain sections because I was doing a different character.
Right.
So I've experienced 2 bugs: the Deathclaw, which I don't think which was annoying.
But it was fairly easy to fix.
It was easy to fix because I fixed it in 8 minutes because I went and you could have just let it go. I could have just let that go and it would have been okay. It would not. I mean, the game would continue. I don't know if that Deathclaw will pop back up and then be a fight for me, but who cares? It's just another fight. It did not destroy that section of the game. It was not paramount for me to kill it or anything. So it was not game breaking. The other glitch that I had.
I thought that's a mission objective for a main story mission, isn't it?
I cleared out everything else that I was supposed to do.
Okay, I cleared out everything else, and when the Deathclaw died, then he said, "Oh, come on back."
Oh, it did. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I restarted.
But the thing is that they've set up a system.
Did it auto die? How did that happen? Or did you shoot it?
No. I just went back and tried again.
Oh, okay.
But when the Deathclaw dies is the trigger to end that mission.
Because I'd already restarted. I was like, I didn't want to deal with it. So the only other one that I did was I had a character who was following me. Again, I'm not going to spoil. There's specific characters that were following me, if you know what I'm talking about. Very early on in the game, you have a specific group of followers that are following you. And one of them got stuck. A lot of times you have this with NPCs that are trying to follow you, and all of a sudden they're trying to walk through a car.
Yeah.
So that happened, and it got into the car.
Oh.
And so I nudged it out, and it was fine.
Yeah.
Okay. So it didn't break anything, because if that had completely broken it, I would have had to have restarted that section.
Right.
But I've ran into that. That was all that I've ran into. The bugs have been relatively minimal from what I've played of the game.
Some of them are funny.
Some of them are
Like
funny.
I had a rad roach that jumped at me and then got stuck in midair and then exploded.
Oh.
I don't know what caused that.
Well, when you
or why.
when you start defying the laws of physics, the molecular bond in
What it was, it got too high up and gravity was pulling it so much it exploded.
Yeah,
Nah, science.
But when you have games like this, I think this one of the things we want to touch on here is the open world games and the amount of freedom that they give you versus a linear game.
Yeah.
Now, if I have a linear game and I have bugs, to me it's harder. It's less forgiving.
Yeah.
But
because this is the path that they anticipated you taking.
They know exactly where you're going to be
Right.
going.
And with Fallout, some of the bugs are because we're trying to go out and just do weird stuff.
Yeah.
Like right now, I'm just exploring the wasteland. I'm not really following story stuff. I'm just going out and exploring.
I'm sure someone out there collected every single spoon they've come across for some dumb reason.
Right.
And
if you don't already, make sure you're picking up as much as you can. Pick up the junk, because any of the junk in the game you can salvage. It's one thing that I really like about this version of Fallout. So in previous Bethesda games, you could pick up junk, and what I would do is I'd pretty much the value of me picking up
Versus
spoons,
the weight.
value
Encumbrance.
versus weight,
Yep.
and then go, okay, what is worth it? In this game, and what you can do, grab everything, even if you're like, okay, I'm going to be over encumbered. Remember where you put it. If you're in a specific building, put it all in one little stash area, and then keep going back, because you can salvage all of that. And the amount, especially adhesives, have been the biggest thing that I'm trying to.
Yeah.
I need to get. Which apparently there's some things that people are doing to make more adhesive. Kind of not really a glitch, an exploit, if you will.
Well, it's a system in the world that is not difficult to do.
Yes.
And so that's the thing. And there have been some beneficial bugs, because you can get unlimited money by selling a bullet.
Yeah.
Repeatedly.
Yeah.
Which
you can also get there's timing to it, but there you can boost your special up to all max.
unlimited, yeah.
Yeah, so you can do that if you want. One thing, it depends on how you're wanting to play. If you want to play the perfect character where you're best at everything, then you're going to have to do that, because there is a certain balance to the game.
Yeah.
One thing that I do like, though, is that this game, there's no level cap. So theoretically, what you could do
keep killing
Grind away.
Keep hunting.
is keep grinding. You could max out your special first if you wanted, or you could do it later on. Either way, but yeah, you can continue to grind. So you could make a character who has everything, legit. But to me, part of it's kind of I like the limitation in regards to my character's abilities in order to make me have to play a certain way. It's the role playing aspect of this role playing game.
Yeah.
This is an RPG. I mean,
I can see some people maybe they want to play it for the story, and maybe just want to blow through the combat.
Sure.
In which case, go for it then,
And you can spec to do that, though. You can spec to be like, all right, I'm really good at combat, I'm really good with endurance, and I don't care about the charisma. You can lower the charisma if you want.
Yeah.
And you can spec that way. I've got, I think I have 3 charisma, and I looked at the perks. I'm like, okay, I want Lone Wanderer. There are a couple of perks that I wanted. My luck, I want to say, is 6. If I'm not mistaken. One of the first ones that I got, which I'm waiting to, I just got it, I should say, not one of the first. I got the Mysterious Stranger. The Mysterious Stranger, when you go into VATS...
Has he shown up?
Hasn't shown up yet.
Okay.
I just got it like maybe 45 minutes before I stopped playing. So,
Okay.
But I don't know if you see, the Mysterious Stranger will show up randomly. If you're in VATS, the Mysterious Stranger will show up and snipe someone.
Oh.
With like deadly accuracy randomly, so you don't know when it's going to happen. I don't know how often it's going to happen. Yeah. So if you put perks into that every time you go, I do VATS a lot. So if you do VATS, you can play the game without it, but I like it to reassure. Okay, I'm going to hit this area. Okay, and I thought that was really cool because it's already how I play the game. So give me that adding a little benefit. Yeah. So it's really cool. I got a gun nut. and a couple others because my guy is going to make sure that he's not very good with the sciencey computer stuff, but he can make guns.
Yeah.
He can modify guns.
So this is going really specific into a specific
Okay,
build,
sorry.
but the
Yeah.
overview and what I've taken from you guys,
Yeah.
you can correct me, enhance me, add exceptions.
Sure.
But the basic thing and the reason that Fallout is not getting the hate is because one, it's so freaking huge, and there's so many variables that we are able to, as a gaming society, appreciate. Okay, this game is going further and up above and beyond
Really
what
is.
other titles do,
Yeah.
and we were able to appreciate the difficulty in that. And so I think the main thing is the freedom that they allow us, and then the fact that they have such a good track record
Yes.
of keeping up with the games, with the exception of that one PS3 glitch.
They patched that, though.
They have.
But they
No,
did.
you
They didn't patch it?
can still go back on a Skyrim PS3 game and break it.
I thought they patched that.
Nope.
It's more difficult to do now.
It's more difficult, but it's still there. But with that exception, they have the goodwill of reaching out to their community, and I think that more game companies can take a lesson from that.
I was just thinking, oddly enough, Rockstar, I feel like it actually was almost in the same boat. So GTA 5 offline,
Yeah.
there were a couple glitches, not a thing.
Yeah.
But though online, a complete disaster.
It was.
Yeah,
It was a
but-
Even though it was launched a year after they said it was going to.
But people still gave them some freedom and time to fix it without. There wasn't as big of an uproar as you would have expected because it was Rockstar, and they have such a good track record that people trust that company.
Which is why I haven't bought the season pass for Battlefront. So Battlefront is coming out, and I want to play it. I will probably I'll probably get it towards the probably around the end of the year, but I don't trust them. Are they going to give me $50 worth of content? Are they going to give me content that I'm going to
want
be playing?
to.
Yeah. As opposed to Fallout, there's so much that they're going to give us in regards to this that essentially you're paying $50 for the season pass. You're going to get $50 worth of content. You're pretty much going to get an entire. If you added it all up, it'd be another freaking
Right,
game.
but Fallout's season pass is only 40.
40. That's right. I thought it was 50. So 40.
Battlefront's is 50.
I would pay 50. The thing is, I would pay 50.
Yeah, and see
because they're going to give me that much content. If you look at it as like, okay, $1 per hour. So if you say, okay, if it's more than $1 per hour, more than an hour per my dollar for this kind of game,
you're messing up all your
then you're
math
okay.
here. Yeah.
Really bad. Math is hard. So
That's why we don't program the games. We just sit around and talk about
Yes.
Fallout. I mean, you could put in hundreds of hours. I think someone said they put in one of the QA guys. I think said they put in like 300 or 400 hours into the
On a single
in
character,
A single
yeah.
character. So paying $60 for that, I'm completely
some
fine with.
ridiculous
That's
value.
a great value, and the amount of stuff they're going to put out for DLC is going to give me just that. The amount of for instance for Skyrim, the amount of content with the DLC for Skyrim, I didn't put in as much as the main game, but I put in a ton of time with that. I think each section of each one was at least 15 or 20 hours, if not more. And for $15 a piece, that's $1 per hour. And I could have explored more.
And the Fallout 3 DLC was the same. I feel like they learned the lesson with Oblivion.
Yeah.
Because Oblivion, they put out some overpriced
Yeah.
DLC that really didn't do much.
Yeah.
They had one actual expansion for Oblivion,
Yeah.
but it came out towards the end.
Was it Shimmering Isles?
Yeah, Shipping
Yeah.
Which was well worth the money. And I feel like that they learned the lesson from the early stages of Oblivion.
Yeah.
But back then, DLC was really a brand new thing.
Yeah.
They learned the lesson, and I think since then they've done probably some of the best jobs of putting out DLC that is almost a game by itself.
Yeah. It really is.
And this is a situation. There's a lot of people online who are telling us and telling you this, but vote with your wallets.
Yes.
GTA 5 and Fallout 4 have been some of the most massive launches ever, and it's because they've built this goodwill. And we want other companies to see that if you do this, we will reward you with our literal dollars.
Yeah.
Please keep doing this.
I was telling you, I'm not playing Fallout 4 probably realistically probably not until next spring, because I've got Metal Gear Solid 5, I want to play Tomb Raider, Halo 5. I don't want to begin on something that Uncharted 4 come out, but I bought the game anyways because I want to show my support for the company.
Exactly.
Even though by the time I'm sold, by the time I buy in the spring, I could probably get a discounted price. But I want you to buy full price to show that I want this company to keep doing this.
I did the same thing with Tomb Raider. The Tomb Raider game that just came out. The same thing. I'm not going to play it for a while, but I wanted to get it. So my wife could play it if she does want to play it, and two, so to show my support. They had a really unfortunate launch date, which was the same thing as Fallout 4.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to
unfortunate implies chance. They chose that launch date.
They chose it. They chose it before they knew about Fallout.
Yeah, I saw there was an interview with the Crystal Dynamics marketing guy at IGN did, and they actually straight up asked him, "Why did you do this?" And his answer was, "We didn't know." He said they found out they were going to announce Tomb Raider's Fallout date at E3.
And Bethesda was the first.
They announced those first, and they were like, they announced it.
Yep.
We can't change those now.
Yep.
We'll announce it tomorrow. Our date.
They
We'll
could have
go
bumped
with
it. They could have bumped it, but
at that point, a last minute bump usually is not a good idea.
So watch the PS4 launch at the same time as Andromeda.
Exactly.
yeah. Oh man.
So anyway, so those are our thoughts on Fallout and kind of a look at how the culture reacts to different things and how we treat developers.
Yeah.
And so that's what we have.
Yeah.
We'll keep playing the game. We'll keep putting up Let's Plays and everything. And so tell us what you're doing with your character.
Mm-hmm.
Send us reply with videos of some of the bugs that you found, because some of those I have the I have the Deathclaw jumping at me / the building and then boom. And it's pretty entertaining.
I've been trying to stream more of mine, but Xbox is like, other than unless you're doing Twitch, like I wanted to upload like in PS4. You can just play it and then go, I'm going to upload that, and then upload it.
Yeah.
Xbox is not very good on that. You can do like upload the last 5 minutes, but it's DVR.
I thought Xbox Record that worked better. Than
Xbox Record that for
it's
30
good for,
seconds.
Like, highlight. Oh, 30.
30 seconds. You can do a 5 minute. You can do a 5 minute upload, 30-second upload. If you're doing to YouTube, if you're doing Twitch, then that's different. But so that's kind of unfortunate in regards to this. But I'll be streaming some to Twitch. What open world games do you guys want to see people do? So rumor is that that the new what's her face from that did Uncharted, Amy Hennig. So
the visceral Star Wars.
So rumor is, well, there's a rumor that she's working on the open world Star Wars. Think KOTOR. So that's the Old Republic, but completely open world. So do you want to see that? Do you want to see Pokemon MMO? What do you want to see? Let us know in the comments, and we'll see you guys later.
Bye.
Side note, if you're not watching Colbert, he is doing stuff that is remarkable. He is doing whatever the heck he wants. It's kind of what Craig Ferguson was doing for a while. When Craig Ferguson realized, I've got a year and a half to go, I have a job for a year and a half, I have another job lined up. Conan did a similar thing where it's like, okay, I don't care anymore. I can do whatever I want. I'm going to put out a good show, but I can give you whatever I want. And they're not going to fire me for doing something stupid or something weird. Yeah, Colbert's in that situation now. Yeah. He has a certain amount of time that he's guaranteed to be the host.
Yeah.
He has so many people watching him. So he's doing all kinds of off-the-wall things, and it's better for that. Sure, some of the stuff falls a little flat, but for the most part, it's really entertaining.
Yeah, and the thing is, as far as, and I know there's video games and stuff, but as far as things that like just put themselves out there and try to do something different. Some of them are good, some of them are bad, but it's worth the watch just for that.
Yeah.
Master of None on Netflix.
Yeah.
Aziz Ansari's show.
Yeah, I need to watch it.
Okay, so that's all I'm gonna say about that. But it's a similar thing.
I've heard it's great. His parents play his parents in the show.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is
that's cool.